lost $500,000, that capital could have been used to take care of your family and build a business. Now it's gone because you wanted to ask about a Z.
Exactly.
And also you have to ask yourself, are you more excited to see JayZ or Mr. Carter? Because that's going to be important to the questions you're going to ask. You know what I mean? You know what I mean by
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, there's different variables to this because JayZ is an artist name. He's not. That's his stage name, not who he
Exactly. So how you approach him, who are you going to see for 500K? Are
is.
you
Right.
going to see JayZ or Sean Carter?
Exactly.
Because JayZ is not the billionaire. He's the rapper.
Exactly.
He was a tool to get to it, right?
Yep.
Sean Carter is the billionaire. He's the guy
Mhm.
behind JayZ. He's the guy behind Tidal. He's the guy behind all these products. Because you wouldn't go to, would you, if the question was asked, would you take 500K or go see Tidal or have dinner at Tidal? Would it be a harder question to answer? Would it be easier?
It would be easier because this is the actual company and that's who they are.
I'm just saying, but it's a successful company.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why is it not harder to answer the question? Well, most people just turn that down. I don't go to Tidal after that.
Because they're not fanning over Tidal. They're thinking about JayZ because that's his company.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just off. JayZ is
Yeah.
a business.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a person.
Exactly.
It's literally a business.
Yep.
That
And
Sean
that's what
Carter
people are getting
runs.
caught up in.
Yeah, you're blinking out again. I don't know. Are you doing something with your headphones or something?
No, I'm not sitting here. Can you hear me now?
It's flickering again. Talk again.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can now. Yeah,
Okay.
something happened. So can you say what you said again? Because it flicked out.
No, people, they're getting caught up in not seeing JayZ as a business because that is a business. He's Sean Carter.
Right. And he's behind all these businesses.
Exactly.
So you have to ask, so are you going to see Tidal, which is JayZ, or are you going to see Sean Carter? That's why Sean Carter wouldn't want to answer why there's a Z at the end of J. It's like he wouldn't want to answer why there's an L at the end of Tidal. It doesn't make any sense. It's a waste of time.
Yeah.
So you can't respect a person's time because you don't get it. But if you take the 500K and you respect that, then you're going to respect his time because you have $500,000 at your disposal. So there's a certain way you want to be respected.
Right.
For your time. Because you'll say, I have 500K.
Yep.
I'm sitting here listening to this.
Exactly.
So it's a different type of energy on how you would deal with it.
Exactly.
You know, we didn't walk this out and say on the end how we felt. We said in the beginning, we would take the 500K if you got a plan.
Yeah.
Because with the 500K, you can still sit down with people of that level because you have $500,000 in capital. So you can go. Well, let's say this from your perspective. If you really wanted to have this conversation with Sean Carter, how should you do it? How do you think you should do it?
You're going into this, if you want to have a conversation with him, he's going to respect the fact if you want to pay for his time because his time is money. So you go in with a dollar amount, he's going to take the meeting.
Yeah, you definitely could do it like that. And you also could do it by seeing what he's involved in. And you can always invest in those things. And there's board meetings, there's all type of stuff.
Right.
That you can sit right at the table with him. Instead of not taking the 500K, you want to give it away. Why don't you take the 500K and put it in something that he's involved in? You don't think he'll have a talk with you?
I believe he would because he's like, oh, you take what I do serious.
Yeah, 500K is 500K. Nobody you shouldn't be denying it. You should take it, put it under your hand, right, and put it somewhere. Don't deny it.
Right.
Take the 500K so that value will be with you. Now you come into the situation, but I want to put 500K up. Who wants to put 500K up into me?
Exactly.
Well, people want to meet me now because you put 500K up.
Exactly.
There's not a person on earth going to deny a conversation with you at that point.
Man.
Now, the fact that you probably would deny that money to talk to somebody, they might not want to talk to you because, from my standpoint, anybody that would not take $500,000 that's broke to make sure their family is good, why would I want to do business with you?
Your perspective. I love the way you look at things.
Because I don't want to do business. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
You're going to deny $500,000 just to talk to me?
Exactly.
Something's wrong
Wow.
with you.
Yeah, that's
in my
definitely.
mind. 'Cause, I mean, you don't have it. Your family definitely suffering, especially in the time period we're in right now. There's a lot going on in the world. You should take the money
Yes. Yes.
and use your brain to come up with a way how to get to me.
Yes.
Buy a first class ticket or a first row ticket to something I'm doing. It's gonna be less than $500K. There's many ways you can figure this out.
Yes.
But not to take $500K and your family is suffering doesn't make sense.
No.
Now I guess that people say, "Why have a job? I'm not suffering." You can't tell somebody, your aunt, uncle,
Man,
somebody's not doing well.
that could use that 500K.
Right, because if you're a black woman, you make between 20,000 or 30,000 a year. That's the average.
Mm-hmm.
Male make about 44,000 a year. That's not doing very well in America.
No, it's not.
Okay, and that's the average. So I'm just saying, most people are not even doing that.
Right.
That's a small percentage that's doing that. So when you get into that number, most people are not doing well, and most people that's putting up memes and reacting, and they don't have the type of money just by if you break down the number average of the ratio. These are people that don't have it. So that tells me you don't even respect 500K. When you say 500K, you really don't know what that is.
Right.
Because if you know what it was, okay, these are the people that say they would give up 500K to speak to JayZ for a moment, but they won't give you $10. Right?
Right.
So it's all off.
Yes.
I don't know what's going on here. Would you really do it? Would you give up 500K for JayZ? Or are you just saying it because you don't have it?
Right. Because you don't know what it is.
Yeah. Your phone's flickering again. I don't know what's going on. But could you repeat what you said?
I say yeah, because you don't know what 500K is.
Right. They're not really putting it together right. Like, okay, 500K. It's just saying things. You have to, I would want to talk to someone and understand liabilities and assets, really get deep into that and say, okay, with this type of money, what would you do with it if you couldn't talk to JayZ? Let's remove JayZ. What are you going to do if I give you 500K right now? What are you going to do with it? What is your emotion? How are you going to move with this? What's the plan? Take JayZ out of it. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
What do you think about that?
Those are some questions that people should ask themselves before they make their decision on that question. Because those are easy questions to answer, even if you don't have an answer. If you don't have an answer, then that's enough said. You need to see counsel.
Right. You really should. You should definitely seek some type of counsel and get some type of understanding because it doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
You know, if you don't have any other idea of how you would do it, besides talking to JayZ, I'm going to say you have some issues. Because, you know, when they went through the format, when they said he was a billionaire with Forbes, they gave a breakdown of how he did it, you know, and they made it real crystal clear for people to understand of the investments and the things he did to get himself there, you know. He has the wine thing, you know, which brings his portfolio to $320 million, which is a champagne brand, and he had $424.5 million in cash and investments, $140 million in Rock Nation, $95 million in his music catalog, $70 million in his arts and collections, $50 million in real estate, Well, if you just take that right there, what do you need to talk to him about?